Big Boy
Big
neighborhood,
Boy.
beautiful day in the neighborhood, man. It is a pleasure to have this man in the neighborhood, man.
Hey.
Back in the neighborhood, Omarion.
Hey.
What? Hey, man, Omarion, you know how there's just sometimes with things you're like, man, Omarion. And then you're like, damn, I wish I never really did that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Taking it back. Like,
but no, welcome back, bro.
Thank you for
It is
having me.
good to see you, man.
It's great to see
Your
you all.
energy is amazing, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah, and we're about to celebrate just like 20 years of being in the business.
Wow.
15 years down there of solo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we're in a business, bro, especially you, where you're here today, gone tonight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But your fan base has really stayed with you, bro.
It's amazing.
The hell is that about?
Man, I think there's not too many artists that grow up with their audience.
Yeah.
And really, that's what I attribute it to. It's like we went through the same things and we're still going through the same things as young adults now. So I would attribute that to just really growing up in the public eye. You know.
But you know what it was too? Oh, it wasn't. You know how there's sometimes it's just this pop feel, and you have somebody that's extremely huge, and
Right.
then they disappear.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That didn't happen with you guys or with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like they stayed with you.
Yeah. No,
And you felt that when y'all announced that Millennium Tour, huh?
Facts. I mean, to go back and, you know, like I was saying at the Millennium Tour for the meet and greets, some of the fans was like telling me their stories and how, you know, they didn't link up with their friends for a long time because they all have kids now and they're all young adults, you know, and the Millennium Tour brought them back together. So, yeah, I got all of that energy and more.
And y'all encouraged people to come with that energy too.
Facts.
Like, you know, dress how you want to dress. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So, and that was like a reunion
Yes.
for a lot of
Outfits.
people, man.
It was.
they were throwing it
And
back.
you guys never really said, as far as B2K, you guys never really said, you know, oh, we're going to jump on this festival. We're going to do this. We're going
Right.
to y'all did it with your way
Yeah.
and made sure that it was y'all tour.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Was that extremely important to you at that time?
Yes. This is something that's been going on for a while, us trying to get back together.
And you heard it a lot too from people, huh?
Facts. Everybody was like, yo, man, you know, what's up? So I want to, you know, shout out Raz B because, you know, he is, you know, and he is the, how could I say, B2K means everything to him, you know, and he is the real heart and soul of the group.
Wow.
So, you know, Raz put some things in the universe and it took some time, but it came back around.
But
so.
even with that, with Raz, when you looked at that and you saw Raz, you know, there was a lot of roller coasters, not
sure.
just on the tour,
sure.
but even beforehand.
Yes.
So, are you reserved at some point to even get everybody together and go out? Because
For
what
sure.
you do as younger men,
Yeah.
it's a little more difficult as you get older
Yeah.
because you're not going for the same stuff.
Yeah, for sure. That and also, you know, we're all in different places in
Yeah.
our lives, you know. So it was a lot of things that needed to be in place in order for you guys to get the show.
Yeah. How many years do you think?
I think it took like, I want to say like, well, we tried to do a reunion tour. We tried to all link up and get together and put it together, but it didn't come together. So this is really, we've been working on this maybe like 7 or 8 years.
What stood in the way last time?
I think life, you know, life. And also to be completely honest with you, you know, I didn't really understand for a long time why certain people felt a certain way about me as a solo artist. And then I remembered that the group didn't break up because it was my fault, you know, or it was anybody's fault. You know, it really didn't have anything to do with us. You know, we were kids.
Right. Yeah.
But the business really kind of divided us and separated us.
Outside entities as well. Huh?
Yeah, for sure. So to me, it was like I was catching a lot of flack for being the front, you know, the front man, because they're like, well, he can go and do his own thing, you know, and that didn't necessarily happen for everyone. Everyone had their own things, but just in comparison to, you know, and I think that a lot of people do that. So because people were doing that, you know, it was like, okay, well, it's up to you,
Right, yeah,
and it's like,
Come
well,
on,
wait a
O.
minute. Well, wait a minute.
you
Hold
putting that on
on.
me?
You know, I got other things I'm doing. I have other things I got going on, and you know, I'm happy. You know,
Yeah.
I finally got my rhythm, and y'all like, yeah, but we want you to come hoop over at this spot.
Yeah.
I'm
And,
like,
and it's got to be hard when you got a successful career, you're in a different life place, you know,
Right.
there's family, there's other things
Yeah.
that's involved to say, you know what, like, yeah, I'll go do this with everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you had a lot, everybody had to make a sacrifice.
period.
Yeah.
Period.
What's the hardest obstacle you've had to overcome in your career or personally over the years?
I think just really being comfortable with understanding my purpose, you know, in music, and why, you know, I got the opportunity to really explore my, you know, creativity at such a young age. People don't understand. People don't understand when you're like, and celebrities say this all the time, but you know, like, well, when you're under the microscope, you know, it's kind of a responsibility, you know, if you take on that responsibility. And I've always been that kind of person that, you know, have taken on responsibilities, and to grow up in front of the world, and then to also be able to, you know, not be able to tell certain parts of the story.
Yeah.
I just felt like my character was always misconstrued.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and that bothered me. And I think the key thing, you know, in really going back down, you know, the Millennium Road and the road of doing B2K was to remember. And that's exactly what happened. And I remember a lot of the things that went on, it really didn't have anything to do with us.
Did you have also remember why it was out of your life? You know, once you get into
Facts.
something, you like,
That too.
oh man.
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
So we're talking about Millennium 2020.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And with Millennium 2020, of course, is Omarion, Bow Wow, Ashanti, Pretty Ricky, Soulja Boy, Yin Yang Twins, Lloyd, Sammy, and then there's gonna be some pieces that, you know what I'm saying, people gonna show up to blow up.
Facts.
Why Omarion this go around? You know, I gotta ask, and why not B2K?
Well, firstly, let me say, you know, the Millennium Tour concept is a OWW, Omarion Worldwide, Opulence Worldwide idea. You know what I'm saying? And this idea came from the same concept that we all shared with the Scream Tour. So the Millennium Tour is really, you know, the upgraded version of that in its era and time, because, you know, we got to share those experiences together. And really, the Scream Tour was the first time that that B2K became famous. It was like we was walking through the venue holding our bags, nobody knew our name, you know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, whatever, you know what I mean? And show after show, we heated up, you know, our performance really spoke for us. So, you know, for this to come back around, also for it to be my 20 years,
Right.
and you know, that same transition from the group, and with Bow Wow, you know what I mean, paying homage to him, because, you know, he's one of the first child stars, you know, and he created that platform, and he opened that door for groups like B2K.
Hey, dude,
to
we've
come
said
through,
this
so.
out of Bow Wow's presence too, man. It's sickening the way that they do Bow Wow sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy how we eat our own, how quick we forget.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that dude is, and I know people go, oh, that dude is a living legend.
Period.
And he is a first.
Period.
And that dude has been in the business longer than some people been on earth. And that's why I'm so glad when I saw the announcement of this, is that we get to see Bow Wow in artist mode.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And away from all the social media and the shenanigans and the things that people put on people, that people feel like this is what comes with the job. Oh, no, that don't come with the job.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So to see him as an artist doing what y'all love is amazing, bro.
I used to be so obsessed with Bow Wow when I was little, but I never got a chance to see him perform live. So now as an adult,
This
it's
is
going
it.
to be dope to see that. You know, I don't write
This
his
is
name
it.
all over my notebooks anymore.
Right.
But still,
She's
it'd
just
be
typing
nice to
out.
see
We
that.
don't write no notebooks anymore either.
It's no
You know
more
what I'm
like
saying?
Amos, like on your butt.
So is it a conscious decision not to go out with B2K again?
Well, I think that us coming back together, you know, after the 15 years, I think that it was done the best way it could be done. there's nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
that
right.
moment was a moment for the fans that they've asked for so many years, and it was a lot of obstacles in the way.
Yeah.
But we still made it happen.
Right.
So
it was a lot of obstacles while it was going on too.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
That too. It's not a mystery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the real reason why, that it has transitioned now from, the Millennium Tour with B2K transforming into Bow Wow and Omarion.
Yeah, man.
You don't know what you're going to get next.
Face
That's
off,
what I'm
boy.
just going to
Some
say.
face off kind of stuff. Hey, man, with so many years in the business, and I love to call it being veteran and relevant at the same time. I got that from E40.
Tight.
Like being a veteran and relevant at the same time. We've seen y'all go through so much. Mm-hmm. How do you keep your sanity when you're not just living for you and your family,
Right.
but everybody has an opinion, everybody has an expectation? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like the average man think they want what y'all have, but you really don't.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? How do you get through that with and have a clear headspace if you do?
Right. Well, for me, I'll say after I had my kids, I did a lot of self-reflecting. And self-reflection really gives you the time that you need. A person like me that's like, yo, my days are crazy. You know what I'm saying? I might not even get no rest. Taking those moments to just sit with yourself, that has really, really pushed me further into just understanding my purpose here as a musician and why I share my art. Those practices along with, some beautiful girls. No, I'm just
He's like,
but just staying focused, and staying focused.
Yeah.
obviously you guys started very young. If you can, look back and that young Omarion and give him some piece of advice, what advice would that be?
Well, I actually got that advice, and that was just to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Who gave you that advice?
Pharrell.
Damn. And what moment? How did that happen?
Well, there was an opportunity. Okay, this is a fun fact.
Fun fact.
This was I forget, NERD was on tour. Oh. And usually if you go to an NERD concert, they always have one green room where everybody goes to. Now this is not a typical thing, just like some tours you go to, they don't have like a meet spot where everyone can go.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the hallways of that place, you know what I'm saying? But they had this place, and will.i.am was there, and I was talking to Pharrell, and we were talking about doing an album, and this was during a transition, where all the labels were, a lot of the people that were big Omarion supporters, they got fired or they were going to an.
So you were you in a dark place? Like, what the hell?
No, I think that things change, I've never been someone that's just like, oh, it's got to stay the same. You know what I mean? I think peaks and valleys are make for a great story. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you don't have those ups and downs, then it's kind of like you don't really have a story. It's kind of like, your shit's just flatline. But back to the Pharrell story. So Pharrell, I was speaking with him, and he was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to do this. Or matter of fact, yo, Will, come here. He was like, yo, I'll produce the whole Omarion album,
Wow.
if you sign him to, and this was during the time when, will.i.am and, he was really doing this thing on the production side as well. And he was like, yeah. And then I never heard from Will again.
Hey, but Pharrell told you to keep going.
Yo, what's up?
Like, Will, all right.
What's up?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah,
But
yeah.
Pharrell told me, he was just like, he was like, you're a creative person, just like me, you know what I mean? And just keep going. Just keep going. Oh.
Those simple words.
Yeah, and I was like,
meant a lot.
What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, you feel me? I'm trying to put this album out. You need to tell me a date and schedule, you know what I'm saying? But it was enough. It was enough at that time.
Did you ever get frustrated with the business? Because, of course, you love creating.
Yeah.
But the business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I actually, I paid for a lot of lessons. You know what I'm saying? And a lesson taught is a lesson bought. You feel me? Wow. So... Hey.
Look at him.
But you know what it is too, man? That's a hell of a lot of tuition into the school of experience.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you fast forward, now there's there's ownership.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many other things that you want to do that's under your umbrella
Fact.
that you got your hands on.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? So just being in that position,
Yeah.
what's under the Omarion umbrella right now?
Well, firstly, let me say I have now matured into that position where, you know, it's mine.
Yeah.
And if I'm not comfortable with it, then I don't release it. You know, and that is a power in itself, because I think that when you have that ability, you could really give it to people, and it could really be honest, and it could be like, yo, I'm coming out with this new project. Matter of fact, it's a song featuring T-Pain. It's called Can You Hear Me? It's gonna be the new jam coming on the 21st, so expect that.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay.
But now, you know, it's not like, okay, we gotta wait for the cover art back. Okay, we gotta wait for this back. Okay, we gotta. All right, yeah, no, wait a
It's
minute.
out.
Hold on. Now, you know, this artist is coming now, so we gotta wait. We gotta take a little bit.
Just
of
when you
old
say,
budget.
"Can you hear
It's
me?"
like,
T-Pain 21st already let me know that you ain't waiting on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
can we or shall we? Or
You know, no.
Can you, what's going on? Oh, we're pushing back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and what's Omarion Worldwide?
Omarion Worldwide is pretty much the company that represents all things O. I have a staff. Shout out to my staff. You know, we're putting together. We produce the first Millennium Tour.
Yeah, man.
So everything that you see, as far as you know,
you shouldn't have said that.
the
I'll tell you why, but go ahead. You shouldn't have said that.
No.
Nah,
Okay.
because that was like one of the largest grossing tours. It was, you know what I'm saying? They said it was between Ariana Grande, sandwich between
Right.
Ariana Grande and who else? Maroon 5.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Maroon
So
5.
people know you got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yo,
That's
You just
what
put
I'm saying.
yourself out there.
Oh, come
You
on,
know,
man.
I don't have
Did you
anything.
know that Millennium, the tour was going to be that big? Like, of course,
No.
you guys announced, like,
Yeah.
arenas, bro. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Y'all wasn't like, man, let's just try this House of Blues run.
Right.
Probably cut through the Palladium. You know what I'm
Nice
saying?
and intimate.
Like,
Right.
yeah. You know how people package their stuff. It's like, we just want to feel our fans. It's intimate. We like, man, y'all ain't
Right.
selling tickets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
gotta
But
lie
y'all
to us.
did arenas and people showed up, man. What made you shoot for that?
I think that that was already just, that was the conversation. That it was never, well, no, we said we were gonna actually do it's arenas, and then what's the smaller venue?
Stadiums?
No.
No. Stadiums
bigger.
are bigger than the
Arenas
arena.
Are they really?
But
theaters.
yeah.
Oh, you're right,
Like
sorry.
if you do like a Microsoft,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
theater.
saying? Yeah.
Yeah, so we were planning on doing a theater tour.
Yeah, like
But-
Microsoft, like what, 6,500?
Yeah.
Got
You
it.
know, Gibson would have been cool back
I
in
like
the day.
those.
I miss
Exactly.
the Gibson.
Yeah.
Gibson used to be
Hell
great.
yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
No matter
for
where
Hell
you were
yeah,
at.
man.
Great seat.
There was no nosebleed up there.
Right, that was
Unless you got
good.
socked in your nose and your nose was
Literal.
bleeding. But you guys are thinking maybe even theaters.
Yeah, we was thinking theaters, and then this opportunity came, and then, you know, it was what it was. Honestly, the record breaking, I couldn't foresee that. That was so amazing to me. And also, another reason that it was important to do that tour is because my kids got to see me perform.
Yeah.
And that was something that I could share with them, you know, like in
They
real
figured
time.
out why daddy gets stopped all the time.
Okay, exactly.
Hell, you know what I'm saying?
Who's this,
In
Daddy?
what ways has becoming a dad changed you?
Oh, you said in what ways? In the best way. Honestly, they have grounded me, and they really just like continue to fill my cup, you know, with love and just inspiration and, you know, maturity.
What's been the hardest part about being a parent, though?
I think the hardest thing, because just being a parent is challenging.
Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
so
Yeah.
you know what I mean in itself, but the hardest thing, I guess something that would be a little difficult would be, if I'm really being honest, is that, you know, when my kids are with me and then they're with their mother, you know, it's a little tough because, you know, they're in different homes and, you know, it's different food and it's different this and it's different that. So sometimes that's a little bit of a challenge, you know, is that they have to kind of share two spaces at once.
You know what though? Like my parents were divorced when I was growing up at like 2 years old, so that's all I ever knew.
Right.
I think that as long as you have like the love from both parents,
Word.
like honestly, sometimes it was fun. I was like, I got this in this room, I got that in that room. The only thing that was hard was
Like
when I
both
was
of
at
y'all.
school, and I'd be like, Mom, I forgot this book. You got to go take me to Dad's. And she'd be like, but other than that, I mean, as long as I knew both of my parents loved me so much and they did everything they could, that almost wasn't the hardest part of it.
And you got to give them that too. And with your growing up, my growing up without my dad around, but then you also, you're in a different space because you got a layer of a lot of other bullshit. and by that, I mean socially, how many opinions, how many of us are in y'all relationship, what we should do, what y'all shouldn't do. We're all experts of everybody else's relationship except ours.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you deal with all the outside chatter and clutter and everything, bro?
Well, I have to say, I was raised by women. You know what I mean? So I understand the importance of creating boundaries. You know what I'm saying? So I live by those rules. Right. You know what I mean? I create boundaries for myself.
And your silence.
And I protect mine. You feel me? So.
And your silence speaks volumes too, though. You know what I'm saying? Right. And while we here, I gotta ask, what's your relationship with the members of B2K?
Like currently?
Like who are you closest with?
Well, after the tour, everybody has kind of went on, to do their
life.
Do their separate things. So I haven't spoken to any of them, but what I want to say is that, we share something. We share something together with everyone, and we shared it all together. And to me, that should be honored. That is the highlight, and the thing that we were all able to kind of bond with and create a great, strong, relationship with. So, I can't take that back.
Right.
You know what I mean? So to me, I will always honor that and respect that aspect of it. Period.
Can I ask you what's your relationship with Fizz directly?
I don't have a relationship with Fizz, but I think that I think that there should be an opportunity, for us to talk, one day. Right. You know what I mean? I don't know when that is, but there should be an opportunity for us to
naturally and organically.
Yeah.
Not forced.
Yeah. Because it's such a question to people, you know what I'm saying? So it kind of creates this, layer of, I don't know. You know what I mean?
And I do want to go in a little bit, respectfully.
Yeah.
How old were you and Fizz when y'all first met? Like, how long y'all been homies?
I want to say I was 14.
14. Yeah, so we're saying about 20 years easy. 20 years easy.
In and out.
All right, in and out. And then there's also, we think everybody all close and people, you know what I'm saying?
No.
So were you finishing out the Millennium Tour? Were y'all on tour together when things were going on with...
Yeah.
How did you find out something was going on with your baby's mother and Fizz?
Well, I kind of got a birdie, you know what I mean? A birdie just kind of floated the info to me, and that was kind of it. But I want to be clear though, what me and Apryl had is what me and Apryl had,
sir.
And we created something really beautiful, and we gave something, truly beautiful to each other. You know what I'm saying? That's really irreplaceable. So at the end of the day, even though I have public issues, you know what I'm saying, I wish no ill intent or malice towards anyone,
And I believe that, bro.
Yeah.
Is it crazy when people make you or try to put their own feelings on it and say you should feel this way though?
Yeah, no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Especially because, people assume that nothing's being done. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Hey man, and I'm gonna tell you, bro. Even just and it's crazy because when people say life cards we dealt with, you know what I'm saying, and that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying, and I think it also with you, whoever it may be, man, it also strengthens your character.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. It strengthens your character, and I like even with Fizz, with Raz, like those are bugged like. I remember those are like my little partners.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I never talked out. For one, when I go home, I'm a grown man. I've never been on Facebook in my life. I don't get caught up in other people's stuff. You know what I'm saying? So even as I ask, I don't know everything. Like even when I told y'all, when I seen your kids, I didn't know those were your kids.
Right.
Because I choose to live in public, but I'm in a bubble.
Yeah.
I'm in a bubble. So for you to even come in and just even answer these questions, these are like real questions. You know what I'm saying? And there's sometimes we're like, man, I don't even want to sit down and talk about this.
Right.
I wanted to hit that. You're in a great mental space. I know Fizz wanted to come through. I want to sit down with Fizz, but I want to sit down with Fizz and I want to sit down with you to celebrate what this move is. You know what I'm saying? What Worldwide is, what the new Millennium Tour is, you know, what the docuseries is, what the new album is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the stuff that I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And being that we are talking to Omarion, the artist, what's up with the new album? Is the album Passport?
Yes, the album is Passport, but we're gonna be dropping some new music, like I told you. Can You Hear Me featuring T-Pain on the 21st.
And you got James Fauntleroy with you?
Oh yeah.
That dude is a beast. 1500.
1500. Hey,
nothing.
what up, James?
So what keeps that fire in you when it comes to
my kids
continue to create?
My kids and the connection that has been amassed over 20 years with my fans and people that appreciate the art that I make. You know what I mean?
Who do you talk to when you need someone to? Do you have that go-to person that talk you off? Because you're a man. You know what I'm saying? Who talks you off the ledge? If you were on the ledge at one point,
right? Definitely my brother.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Orion.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm glad y'all here together because I really thought that you and O was the same person.
Wait, are you guys? This is gonna sound like a really stupid question. Are you guys
Orion,
twins? Like
come over here.
Fraternal twins?
No, we're not twins.
And just get next to your brother, bro.
We need another hat.
Hey,
We need
dude,
to put you both in a
and
hat.
Just talk too. Orion, just get on the mic and talk.
Well, 2020, we unbothered.
Hey man,
we unbothered.
That's funny, we unbothered.
Hey dude, and I asked him. I said, man, I said, have you ever used your brother in your whole career to do anything? And you said no.
Nah.
And because you've been so honest, I got to take that as the truth. Because I was about to call earlier, I was going to call you a lying motherfucker. Because, man, y'all dudes, y'all, man, you can't tell me he ain't never on your name, though.
Nah.
He's like, yeah,
especially when y'all were younger. Like,
he's
like, I show him.
Nah, he handsome. He's handsome in his own right. You know what I'm saying? So usually
Who said y'all were handsome?
I did.
I'm just talking about.
Tell him.
I'm just talking. You think you handsome?
This guy.
I think I'm handsome.
Oh my God, Omarion.
I think I'm
Let me ask you this and keep it real with me. Do you think you look better than me?
Facts.
Wow,
Yeah, okay.
the level of disrespect.
No,
You make him cry.
No, because if he would have said no, I would have been like, he lied through this whole interview. Okay, let me ask you this: you think you can dance better than me?
Now that's true too.
Oh,
Damn.
you can sing better than him?
Damn.
Yeah, the only thing that I cannot do
Don't
better.
say only thing. There's quite a few.
What is the only thing?
One thing.
The one thing.
The one thing I can't do. Well, first of all, I can't do big boy radio.
Right.
I cannot do that.
Well, there it is.
We know that.
Okay, I can't
You can't
do
wake
that.
up LA.
Now, your job, I could definitely do a hit record, but go ahead.
That ain't happening.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Nah,
why you didn't
man.
put me on a Millennium Tour?
Yeah,
Big could sing. I
Yeah,
want you
for
to know.
real. Why you
He
didn't
could
put me
sing,
on a
rap,
Millennium Tour?
Dance.
we can make it happen.
Why
right
Bow
now.
Wow?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Why not
We
Big?
did our own face off. Remember back in the days, man, when we used to, like this is ridiculous, man. Like for real. Why not?
I don't know. I
You
don't
can
know.
still-
It's you're really
still add 'em.
difficult to reach sometimes.
Yeah,
You know
that
what
is
I'm
true.
saying?
That
you
is
don't,
true.
You know,
That is true.
hit you on a
put
text, you
Soulja Boy.
didn't hit me back.
And not big.
Look, you like that's a lie.
Wow.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
I think the last
That's a
text is
lie.
you not
That's
hitting
a
me back,
lie.
but
That's a lie.
We'll let that one go. So you say that you're gonna drop
Here's some
music
more
before the
tickets.
album.
Yeah, we
When
gonna
does
drop.
the album drop?
I want to say like fourth quarter.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
so
gonna
you
be coming
taking
later.
Oh, so you
Late.
doing it?
No, it's done.
Oh.
No, it's done. I just want to give everybody these other
So
little
you
bits.
doing lovely for 2020. You already know what 2020 is.
Yeah, and I
End
also
of 2020, so you already planning 2021.
yes, and
Easy.
I also want to. I'm gonna get you a nice package, but I'm doing an essential oil, unbothered by Omarion.
I like it.
Unbothered.
Yeah, so
Unbothered.
Yeah.
get you smelling
See,
good.
People like
Put that
say, you're like,
unbothered
oh man,
on,
we unbothered.
Unbothered 2020.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that energy.
we unbothered for real, man.
Yeah, so shout out to the internet because they cooked that up. You know,
Yeah,
I saw this
hello.
photo. You know what I mean? And it was like
unbothered.
unbothered by one. And I was like, you know what?
I
There it
sure
is.
will.
We need to make that happen.
There it is,
Thank
man.
y'all.
No, and I just say this, man. Just continue to be that person that you are, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just positive, man, and living life. And sometimes silence speaks volumes. You know what I'm saying? And there's people that's watching for actions and reactions. You know what I'm saying? And I think that your reaction has been stellar.
Unbothered.
You know what I'm saying? Unbothered. You know, when it whatever it is, it bothers people.
Yeah.
Business, life, you know, just whatever it is, man. So I just love how positive you are, man. And to each one of the fellas from B2K2, man, like those are just, you know, I love to see you guys win.
Yeah.
And I sat down, and I don't know when it's coming, and hopefully I'm not speaking ahead, but I know that you got a docuseries or a documentary coming as well. And I had a chance to sit down, and it was really an honor to talk about you guys because I was there from the beginning.
Facts.
And there is no end on this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's got to be crazy to be this extremely relevant in a business where we just want to shoot people out the sky or things die on the vine here, man.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that, you know, it's really big ups to certain people in the game, especially like yourself. You know what I'm saying? That it's always been a home, you know, since I was a kid, and, you know, throughout all your, you know, transitions,
Yes,
you
sir.
know, I've always appreciated Big Boy. You
Thank
know what
you,
I mean?
brother.
And them calls.
Thank
know
you,
what I'm
brother.
saying?
Thank you. Well, when you,
You know
answer
what I
the
mean?
phone, I'm going to phone tap your ass.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know,
the phone tap.
you definitely not answering that phone.
I'm so happy that you have continued to keep that going, you know, for yourself. And really, because honestly, Big, I wasn't even prepared to all the way just speak about Fizz and, you know, the boys. I just really want to say, like, at the end of the day, it is important to maintain your purpose and understand why you are here. And there's certain things that happen in life that could take you away from your purpose.
Bro.
And, you know, if I were to, you know, responded or reacted towards a lot of the things that have happened to me in my journey, I would not be here.
Yeah,
I would not be here.
that's true.
And it's a serious thing, you know what I'm saying? I would not be here. So, you know, I responded in the way that was most important, you know, for my kids. You know what I'm saying? And that's outside of me. So that should really show people, you know, you gotta, sometimes you can't look at the situations and look at people and wonder why certain things are happening. You have to really just take a step back. You know what I'm saying? And you really have to think about, why are you here?
And I feel that too, man. I feel
Because
that just
I ain't
in
here
life.
for none of that.
Yeah, and I feel that in life.
Feel me?
In life, I always say too, I'm like, man, I'm glad such and such happened today.
Right.
Because if this had happened 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I
Right.
would have handled something different.
That reaction.
Even with
would've been
leaving, you know, another radio station.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If that had happened when I was in a different headspace,
Right.
it would have been a different reaction.
Right.
But you know what, man? We here.
Hey.
Continue to be blessings.
Yes, yes.
Continue to be blessed.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And we could have thrown everything away. And I don't talk about nothing crazy. Whatever it is, under the sun, it could have been any and everything. You know what I'm saying? So for you to be in charge and everybody be in charge of their journey,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Important.
And how you compartmentalize and what your business is and looking at your kids, bro. That's the thing that matters, man.
Yeah, I want to wish everyone well. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how.
Well, I don't, but I need to get
You're
there.
like, that's you
You know what I'm saying?
personally.
I need to
Let's
get
put
there.
a crystal on his neck, babe. That's
No,
what it
you
is.
know what? It just it's like that. It's like a boomerang effect. You know what I'm saying? Because you really want people to treat you, and it's a difficult thing. You know what I mean? I don't want to ever make it seem like it's just this easy thing to do. Like, yo, you know, when somebody treats you like this, then respond like this. It's not that easy.
Right.
You know, you got to really.
You got to arrive there too, though.
That's what I'm saying. You have to arrive there.
Yeah, you gotta arrive.
It gotta be
there,
for a
bro.
reason.
And then there's sometimes in life where you like, damn, I can't believe I'm handling this way.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I'm
but it's
proud of
good.
myself.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
What?
I'm grown.
It's good. You know what
I
I'm
done
saying?
grown
Do you
up.
meditate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, you got, and you shut yourself down.
That's that moment to myself.
You work out every day too, huh?
That too.
Yeah, see, that's what I need to start doing.
You know?
Can you
Just
do a
say that
pull up?
sucks.
Yeah, can
What?
you do a pull up?
What?
Yeah.
Do pull-ups every day.
Oh.
Somebody
should help
bragging.
Big.
Why? What?
Big has to do one. Big has to do one pull up
In
this year.
2020. I
In
haven't done a
2020.
pull-up since I was in middle school.
Oh yeah, you could do
Yeah.
10.
Give him some tips.
Say what?
You could do 10. You could do 10.
Yeah,
You
at
could
some
do 10,
point.
Big.
At some point, bro.
Yeah.
You
Start
know what
with
I'm saying? Don't put all that pressure on me.
How does he start with one?
You know what I'm
Easy,
saying?
just got to do it.
That's
Oh,
it.
just arrive there. You just was talking
just
about
gotta
all
do
this.
it.
You don't just arrive there.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
No,
a
I'm just saying-
journey.
I say I can't do one. This motherfucker say you could do 10.
Yeah.
Why we do this, man? Why not just do 1,000?
Why not?
Might as well if we're gonna
Why
lie to me,
not?
right? If we're gonna lie to me, let's do.
No, we're not lying. We
You know
can do
what?
1,000 too.
I'm gonna walk out this window right here and just float.
Oh my God.
Now that's different.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
we
yeah.
talking about gravity.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Oh.
yeah, that's
Talking
not on
about
my
gravity.
side.
Yeah,
that's
it's
real.
not on your side.
That's real. Did you do pull-ups this morning?
No, not this morning. I wasn't able to work out this morning because I actually have to go to rehearsal for the tour right
like
after.
Y'all starting
Excuses.
already?
Oh, we
y'all
ready.
kick. When does the tour kick off? In February? This
Yep,
month?
February 29th, the first
So
day.
you gone?
I'm gone.
Damn.
gone, yep.
And we don't see you guys until May.
May. Yep. So everything will be perfect.
Man, I love that, bro.
Yeah.
I love that. And y'all gonna be at the forum
Congratulations.
out here, man.
Yeah.
And that's gonna
Hometown, Inglewood City.
be that.
Yep.
Yeah. Is it different
All the
performing at home?
family.
Always.
Because we always begging for stuff.
Give us tickets, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
No, you know what? Last year was incredible because they were telling us that the only person that has had the forum like night after night was Prince, and he did $1 million a night, and we did like 1.2 the last time we was at the forum. And I don't know if you remember this, but early on in our career, the forum was our place.
Oh yeah.
we
Bro.
B2K, we used to perform there all the time. So it's a
To take it back.
It's a special.
What did
place.
that feel like walking through that tunnel in the hallway?
Wait.
and-
It feel like home. It feel
Yeah,
like,
man.
oh, okay, there go my cousin right there.
Yeah.
There go Big. Oh,
Yeah,
what up,
yeah.
Big? Ah, you feel me?
Hey man,
Did you
we
pull
just
up yet?
recently lost Kobe Bryant,
Yes.
and I know that hit the world, but it
Facts.
hit the city
Yeah.
Facts.
a different way, man. And even when you say how you work compartmentalized, put this over here, that would be under Mamba mentality. as
Mamba
well.
mentality. That's facts.
Yeah, man.
That's facts.
What did Kobe mean to you? Just you, the city. You know what I'm saying? Had you ever met?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met Kobe, and I actually had a little moment with him as well. I want to say this was during the championship. I forget who they were playing, but I was in Miami, and Kobe did a move, and he looked at me like, yeah. You feel me? Flexed up, and I was like, oh.
You know what that tell me too?
What?
You had some good ass seats.
Yep.
They were that close to
Because
Kobe.
Kobe, with me, he would have
I
been
said,
like, is that big up there? Yeah, but he meant a lot to
He
the
meant a
city,
lot.
meant a lot to the world, bro.
Yep,
You know what I'm
real.
saying? And that's another thing where you start to think about how precious life is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The reason we do things, the motivation we do,
The
Living with
purpose.
purpose.
the purpose and
Yep.
the inspiration that
Yep.
you give to others. And what I love about this Millennium Tour as well, man, is that it's so many people doing what they love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And getting out there, and I don't know if it's you, whatever, the opportunity that's created by this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's for us, it's by us.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You got the right people packaged together on that, man. And it's going to be a night after night where people get a chance to celebrate.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Especially now, bro. We need that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Music has always been a takeaway, bro. And the
Yeah.
thing about you perform your ass off.
Hey.
I know you're already rehearsing, and just like back in the days, if there's, with you, also my boy Chris Brown,
Yeah.
whatever it is, like,
Yeah.
if y'all need any more dance moves, I still got it.
Yeah, he does.
You know what I'm saying?
Vocals.
I still got it. So let me know, bro.
Hire him.
Yo, thank you guys so much, Big. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Even offline, you know what I mean? The conversations, you know what I'm saying? You're still an elder, you know what I mean?
Yes,
so
sir.
I have respect for you, you know what I'm saying? A multitude of respect for all my elders.
Thank you, brother.
So thankful for people like you that understand, you know what I'm saying, what it means to be a young man in this business and to grow up, you know what I'm saying? So thank you, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you,
that.
brother.
Much love
Remain
and
the
respect.
same.
Yeah.
Remain the same.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Omarion in the neighborhood, big boy in the
Big
neighborhood.
boy.